Welcome back to day 2 of our 10 days of Layer Cake Craft series. Today's project is a quick and creative way to use those beautiful 10-inch squares. We're making a corner bookmark in the embroidery machine. This is a fast sew and a super simple project that's perfect for beginners or anyone looking to whip up a thoughtful, personalized gift in no time. Whether you're stitching up a few for teacher gifts, stocking stuffers, or just want to add a handy touch to your favorite book, this bookmark is as practical as it is cute. So grab your favorite layer cake squares and let's get stitching. Let's personalize your corner bookmark in Embrilliance or whichever kind of embroidery program you may have. And so this design only needs a 5 by 7 inch hoop. So it is perfect for most embroidery machines. So I opened it up into my program and I am going to click text here. And I'm using Designs by Juju Hollywood font. This is, of course, not included. You have to purchase this separately. And I'm actually making this for my daughter because she has become such an avid reader and I just absolutely love it. Now, one thing to notice about when you personalize this design is recognize where the top and the bottom is. This is the top of the bookmark. This is the bottom of the bookmark. So I have to rotate this in order to be appropriately directional. So I am going to go up to here to this degree icon and I'm going to type in 225 degrees and it rotates it perfectly. And then I'm just going to eyeball it where I will set it. So about right there. I think that looks pretty good. Might just go down a little bit more. All right, so now my design is personalized, but I do have to move the personalization so that it stitches correctly. So if you notice, this is the quilting top fabric line, and this is how it's going to be closed. So I actually have to move this before this. This has to be the last stitch. So I'm just going to grab this and move it. I'm going to attempt to move it anyways. Right there. Perfect. So now if I go over here, okay, I have my placement stitch. I have my tack down stitch. Then I have my folding stitch, then the quilting part. I have my personalization right here. And then, of course, my top right there. And this one, of course, is a bean stitch. I'm going to save this and bring this to my machine. Let's get started by prepping our fabric. First, take your 2 layer cake squares and iron fusible heavyweight interfacing to the back of each piece. This will give your bookmark a nice, sturdy feel. If you'd like to keep the project a little lighter, you have a couple of options. You can use a medium weight interfacing instead, or apply the interfacing to only half of each fabric square on the diagonal. For this project, I am going to put interfacing on the full layer cake squares. But if you choose to go the halfway route, just fold the square in half diagonally to find your triangle and fuse the interfacing to that section only. This way, the part of the bookmark that peeks out of the book will still have structure without adding extra bulk. Next, grab your 5 by 7 embroidery hoop and insert a piece of Tearaway stabilizer. Make sure it's hooped nice and snug. We want a smooth surface for stitching. Once that's ready, you're all set to move on to stitching the design at the embroidery machine. Now that everything is hooped and ready, go ahead and start your design. The first stitch your embroidery machine will make is the placement stitch. This shows you exactly where your fabric needs to go, so don't skip it. Grab the fabric you want to personalize, place it right over the placement stitches with the wrong side facing up, then run the next stitch. That's your tack down stitch. Once it's stitched, fold the fabric over along the diagonal line so the right side is now facing up. All raw edges should be outside the design outline. Now run the next stitch. This one secures the folded edge and starts quilting the design right onto the bookmark. Now it's time to add your personalization, if you choose to. This step is optional and not included in the design file, but if you're adding a name, monogram, or special message, this is the point to stitch it. Make sure it's centered on the triangle and fits within the design area before you run it. Now grab your second layer cake piece, the one that also has interfacing on the back, and fold it in half diagonally to form a triangle. Ideally, you want to use your iron to press that crease so it lays nice and flat. I'll be honest, I didn't feel like dragging my iron out, so I just finger pressed it and used clips. But seriously, take the extra step and iron it. It really helps the fabric stay in place for the final stitch. Now it's time to line up both fabric pieces on the hoop. Make sure they're facing the same direction with their diagonal folds aligned nice and neat. Once everything's in place, go ahead and run the next stitch. This one's a bean stitch and it'll securely stitch the two pieces together. We are all done with the embroidery machine. Go ahead and remove the hoop from the machine, then take the design out of the hoop. Gently tear away the stabilizer from the back of the design. It should come off pretty easily. Finally, grab a sharp pair of scissors and carefully cut around the edges of the bookmark, following the stitch line for a clean finish. Now turn the bookmark right side out so the finished corner and design are on the outside. To get it nice and flat, use a heat press if you have one. It gives the cleanest finish. If not, an iron works just fine too. Just give it a good press to smooth out the folds and set the shape. And that's it. How easy was that? This corner bookmark is such a quick and fun project. And the best part is how easy it is to personalize. Add a name, a favorite fabric, or a theme design, and you got a thoughtful gift in no time. Again, they're perfect for teachers, book lovers, stocking stuffers, or just treating yourself. And once you make one, you'll definitely want to make more. So thanks for stitching along with me, and see you for the next layer cake craft. Thanks for watching. This design is free on my Patreon. Check the link below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more creative fun.